Mr. The Prequels presents the Prequels. And we're going to do this again with the Phantom Menace. Still the GOAT. The greatest of all time. You know, I'm not going to sit here and rehash everything that's been gone over already. Every single item that's been viewed in all of the essays online that have been done and rebuttals that have been made, posted. Ad infinitum! Yeah. Ad infinitum. I'm going to present a new take, if you will, that I saw somebody do the other day that I've never seen before. And this was one of the most interesting videos I've ever seen on this. This guy, I'm using the term this guy. I don't know, I'm not going to gender this channel operator because I don't know about this channel operator. Whether this channel operator is a man or a woman. A man or lady, male or female, so to speak. But I'm just going to say this guy created this essay online, and the title of the essay is Red Letter Media and the Phantom Menace. And it's two things. It's a critique as well as an essay of and on and based on the prequels, using Red Letter Media's Mr. Plinkett's review of the Phantom Menace when that first came out. But the style that this guy employs it's interesting. It's intelligent. Let me put it to you this way. It's new, it's articulate, it's snappy, it's somewhat different. When you listen through it, you listen to the whole thing, you're going to hear work that's put into this. This is not a copy and paste project. This essay is one of the best out there you will find on this subject of both examining the prequels, not just through nostalgia's lens, because I just saw it 25 years later and it still holds up better than ever. The Phantom Menace. But to see some of the work behind the scenes that's been put together and assembled in this essay titled Red Letter Media and the Prequels. And then this channel operator, Honeycut Videos, has put together this essay and has assembled new information in a way that's accessible and interesting, engaging, fun, and funny. And you have to know the Red Letter Media and Mr. Plinkett to really get it and to really enjoy it. And you have to enjoy that stuff. You really have to like that kind of stuff. So I recommend it by Honeycut Videos, HoneyCutt then a space, and then VIDEOS, Honeycut Videos. This video essay, titled Red Letter Media and the Prequels. And this will be a great resource to have when you're looking at how the prequels were made. Also getting to this idea. What does the author say? What does the author have to say about this? Who is the author talking to? And what is the author talking about? So, if the author's talking about something, but what does the author say about that? As in using a character, what does the author say about that character? Who does that character represent in that play, according to the author of that play? You know, the author of that universe. And that's what this is bringing you. That's what this essay and this essayist is bringing. This thinking on the prequels is, of course, let's go directly to the creator. Let's go directly to the author. This is the one that we should be learning about this creation from. This is the one from whom we should receive this knowledge that's the most accurate. And so, this essay, this video essay, and you could call it a video, just for short, or you could call it an essay, but I'm going to call it a video essay. And it is, if you want more information on the prequels, you're interested in how movies are made, or if you're interested in the history of red letter media, or you like to know how editing can make some things look bad and some things look bad or worse or better, then this one's going to be for you. It's a short one. I think it comes in at just over 1 hour. And like I said, if you listen through it, there's a lot of work put into this. That's the way I'm going to say it. This is not a copy and paste project. This is not a copy and paste, posted up AI on the internet. That's not what this is. This is actually work put into this: editing, sound design, graphics. This has all been put together with one purpose, and that is to get the point across of this particular writer, whoever put this essay together. And it is really well done. The point of the essay, if I can summarize it, what I got out of it is, George Lucas is very much in charge of this universe, and Red Letter Media is really good at what they do, but it is not real film critique. It is not true analysis and critique. This is real criticism of art. But there's a lot from George Lucas on here, and it's divided into chapters. Also, there's no personal attacks on anyone, and it's debunked. Finally, we're debunking this myth again. It's not finally; it's been debunked. But I'm glad to see another video out on this subject, debunking this myth that has been floating around, maybe since the days of Red Letter Media. And that is that George Lucas somehow is the cause of all of the problems in Star Wars, when there is no problem in Star Wars, and there never was any problem in Star Wars. Well, You know, until, well, you know. But, look, and that's not to trash anybody. I'm not putting anybody down that did any work on any of this other stuff related to Star Wars after Disney. Well, look, let me put it another way. We all know what happened to what George did with his children, right? He sold them, right? Remember that? When George said that he sold his kids to the white slavers. It was like he sold his kids to the white slavers. Remember he said that? George Lucas said that. George Lucas said that. And I'm here quoting George Lucas. What he meant by that, I do not know. I don't know what he meant by that. What did he mean when he said, it's like he sold his kids to the white slavers? What did he mean by that? I don't know. So, we know that Star Wars is absolutely 100% real. George Lucas Star Wars. We also know that without George Lucas, without the real creator, Star Wars is not real. And now this brings us around to this point then, who can decide which version of Star Wars is real and which version is not? Well, that would be the creator. Right. And the creator has said, the creator has stated very clearly, this is my creation. Episodes 1 through 6. And then there are other parts of that we would call canon, and then other parts of that we would call expanded universe, and then kind of EU somewhat approved, and so on and so forth. And then Lucasfilm, LucasArts, a lot of games, but there's usually the main original saga, and then some other part of it that would be the expanded universe. And then, of course, there's always canon. That's the main one. But then expanded universe. And then the legacy. And then here we start getting into the comics also. The books, the tapes. Depends on where you came into it. But George Lucas is the creator. And that's just the way it is, whether I like it and you like it or not. And he says that episodes 1 through 6, and these include the special editions, are the universe that is the real universe, that is to be the universe that is to be the universe that we are to live in and to utilize when referencing and living according to Star Wars. Now, this would also have to do with just settling into disputes about not only what occurred in a certain timeline, but who win in a certain battle based on powers that they have, all that kind of stuff. And most of the time, all of this is all in good fun. You can resolve these issues with fun. He's going to get angry and walk away, and they'll come back, they'll talk, laugh, they can get together again and have another time to argue. Even probably scream and yell at each other. I've read Mech World, one of those kind of things. But in the long run, what it comes down to is there is only one universe, and that is the real universe, and that is the George Lucas universe. And anything he's not associated with, that is not real, that is fake. That's just the way it is. That, whether I like it or not, I happen to like it. I happen to like his universe. If you didn't like the prequels, get over it. That's the universe he gave us. If you didn't want Jar Jar, get over it. Because that's the universe George gave us. And if you thought the clone troopers should have looked in a different, then sorry, you didn't make the movie, and the movie's not for you. But guess what? Guess who did make the movie? The movies. And guess who the movies were designed for first? And this is the one that made the movie. George Lucas, the creator. So, yeah, you can say all you want and argue all you want, and that's great, fine. The creator wants you to go out and use his creation and make your own creation. That's what the creator wants you to do. The creator wants you to go out and be like the creator. Go and create your own creation. Go and be your own creator. Or you can just sit and trash. Just trash talk. And that's all it is with some people. It's just that's all they got is just trash. And that's about all they got now. It's just trash talk with all these people. It's really sad. Unfortunately, it's come down to just a lot of trash talk with these sad people. And they couldn't leave it alone when the Phantom Menace came out. They can't leave it alone now. They're just driving it into the ground, man. Has anybody seen The Acolyte? And I'm not trying to trash anybody that worked on that series, The Acolyte. It's about as far away from Star Wars as I could imagine. But I have a different look at Star Wars than anybody else has, because I'm one person. I'm my own person. But everybody's going to see it different, in a different way, in a differently. Well, friends, that's it on a positive note. The prequels is the best Star Wars. George Lucas is the master, dear friends, and we thank the master, the maker, for giving us this beautiful universe that we have and that we live in and that we walk and live according to. And that we settle all of our debates according to. Episodes 1 through 6. Special editions, all of them, including the special editions. And friends, we leave you with these words, these wise words from the wise and powerful Jedi. Remember, friends, your focus determines your reality. And may the Force be with us.